Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey and this is my Russian video. Today we're going to be making a simple Russian dish that can be used as a party appetizer called eggplant caviar. First, what we're going to do is wash the eggplant off. Dry it off. And we're going to slice it. We're going to cut off the top, for one thing, using our big knife. See, green top is gone. Then we are going to slice it lengthwise. Into two large slices. Next, we're going to add some slits into the skin, like so. Not sure if you can see it, but be really careful not to cut yourselves. But you don't want to cut too deep or too fast. Then we are going to slice, make some little tic-tac-toe boards. Now we have one half done, we're going to do the other. See, uncut. Slice, slice. We have to take a pan that has been greased. I greased it with cooking spray, but you could use olive oil or canola oil. And we have to place our halves inside our pan, side up. Next, we are going to use some salt and salt our slices. Now we don't want to salt them too much, but this is going to extract some of the water that's inside, since eggplants have a lot of water. It'll keep it firm during the cooking process as well. And it looks like our preheated oven, which I set to 375, is done. So first, just sort of spreading this out. Remove all the excess salt. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take some vegetable oil. Now, most people use olive oil for this. I'm going to take a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm going to brush it with this. We're going to brush the insides of our eggplant, but we're not going to brush it too much. Just enough to keep it covered while it's baking. I'm just going to lift this up to show you. As you can see, we've completely oiled it, but not too much to make it super greasy. Next thing we do, we're just going to pop them in the oven at, once again, 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake them for the next 30 minutes. Okay, our 30 minutes have passed, and now we're going to take our beautiful eggplant out of the oven. Look at it. Now we're going to test it with our knife. It's nice and tender on the inside. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to put on a nice paper plate. Since now we got to peel and chop it. I'm going to warn you, these are very hot. So we don't want to burn ourselves. Can everybody see it? Everybody? Probably not. I'm going to scoot this over. Hi everybody, we're back, and I'm halfway through the eggplant. You can see I have the other half right here. But what I wanted to show you is what I was doing. We have half of our eggplant cubed, these nice little cubes. You don't want to mince it. And while I was going through, for each layer that I was cutting, I salted it. And what we're going to do for our second one, I had the idea that maybe I should just use the second half as maybe a shell. So we're going to just cut around. You don't want to cut too deeply. I'm going to cut the insides out. And we want to save as much of the skin as we possibly can. Just going to lift it up to show you. But we don't want it to get too floppy, or else it won't hold any of our delicious caviar. See? Right. This is our middle that we took out. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of this in and out. So good. We are going to set this aside, and then we're going to continue chopping up the rest of our middle. Maybe a little hard to cut, a little stringy, but you kind of get used to it. And we don't want it in the big strips that we're cutting in right now. What we want is to still chop it up into more manageable pieces. You're going to put them on this nice little shelf. Now what we're going to do, we're going to transfer all of our lovely cut little pieces onto our paper plate. We're going to add some salt to our last layer. Don't want to add too much, just enough for it to settle down and hopefully absorb some of that water and not and not to make it really greasy when we're going to cook it. This is the end of part 1. We're going to let this set, and we're going to let this set for another 30 minutes. Now that we've let our eggplant set for about 45 minutes, we're going to cook it along with our minced onion and our minced tomato. For this recipe, we minced 3 onions, a lot of onions, and underneath it we have minced 1 tomato. What we're going to do, we've heated up a pan of olive oil over low heat, and first we're going to add in our eggplant, since it's supposed to cook the longest. If you're noticing, our onion, and our tomatoes. Let's stir that up a bit. I can find a spoon. We are going to salt and pepper it. Some ground black pepper. And some salt. Oh, okay. Oh, too much. Stir all that up. And we're going to let this simmer on low heat for about 25 minutes. Okay, now that our 25 minutes have passed, we are going to add the remaining tablespoon of oil. Swirl it all around. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, just stir it around. It smells really good, guys. I wish you could smell it. We are going to let that simmer for another 12 minutes, and then our eggplant caviar will be done. And here's our final dish. As you can see, I did scoop it into our we did put it into our scooped eggplant holder, and it looks delicious. So good. But you guys already know it's already in the room. I'd like to thank everybody for letting me have to do this project, and RussCuisine.com for providing me with the project idea. It'll be in the description below. Thanks, and have a nice day.